Hello everyone, and welcome to the Bingo Across Amsterdam post-game discussion with me, Larry, my teammate Mads,
and your enemies from
Yeah.
the Red Light District, Luke and Rowan. Yeah, no Jamie unfortunately today.
Jamie was taken away by the tram and still hasn't returned since.
Yeah, he's taken away on another tram.
He lost his card on that one as well.
We're here to look back on this game, which we played a year and a half ago now.
Yeah, it was May 2023.
Which is a stupidly long time. A lot has happened since I edited Tag Across London Teams. That wasn't even out yet. Something I find so funny is how we opened the video in this beautiful city next to this overflowing bin.
The grossest garbage can imaginable.
What a great representation of this amazing city.
If we just moved down like a few paces, or if we had turned the camera slightly.
Colored subtitles now, finally figured it out. Really happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
And you went back and updated all the previous ones too, which I thought was nice.
That's true. One of the things that was confusing was that actually at the start I ended up cutting out was that we bump into each other at the start of the game and just awkwardly walk past and wave and don't really say anything. That was just sort of confusing. At the start of a video like this, you just have to get straight into it. So I cut that out.
Yeah. We could have immediately done the rock, paper, scissors there and then.
We could have, yeah. We both went to Dom coincidentally. We both happened to pick Dom. Us because we say in the video, oh, it's Tulips, we're Team Tulip. And I assume you guys because it was an easy challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same plan, different motivation, really. I gotta say, real quick, I really like the bingo format. Previous iterations, a lot of inspiration was drawn from Jet Lag the game and Ticket to Ride. But I felt like it sort of came into its own with this one.
It was nice to mix it up a bit.
Definitely the most original thing we've done. At the cost of it being kind of a flawed game, because, yeah.
When you try out a new format, there's going to be problems that I guess we didn't really account for. Some of those being impossible challenges,
It's true. And as I said in the video, it was in the rules that they could be impossible, but that wasn't great game design, really.
Yeah. It's one of those things I wish in hindsight I pushed back on more. Impossible challenges in general, it just doesn't feel like... Yeah.
Hopefully that won't be an issue next time we do this, but...
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny thinking back on that, by the way, some of these might be impossible. Anyway, let's go.
It's always easier kind of said than done, though. Because if you think of every possible... combination.
You can't think of every possible thing.
You can't, yeah. And actually being there and doing it in person and realizing, we just can't,
No, it's true. There were some things that I wish I did more planning for. The most obvious thing that could have been planned for was finding out when tulips stopped being alive, which was May.
Yeah.
That was an error. So Team Red Light goes to Dom. Then straight away, this happens.
That was so funny at the time. Literally the first tram we ever got on.
Yeah, so after the game happened, we were told about this, and then in a hotel room, we watched back on this footage. I still didn't know that it was the very first time this team got off a tram was when this happened. It's just so funny.
Yeah. At the time, it just felt like we were in slow motion. I was just staring at Jamie for what felt like hours.
He was one pace ahead and it could have been prevented, but...
Yeah, put his foot in the door or something. It didn't make sense for me to squeeze into this moment, but it was caused by Jamie losing his card, right, for a bit, and then not being able to find it. Mads, I love that you just said, they're going to look at the wooden tulips and be like, those count, and you're completely right.
I know what Jamie's like, and I figured with Rowan being a bit cheeky as well, I thought they're gonna fuck with the rules, aren't they?
So you thought Jamie would be responsible for it?
I thought Jamie would be responsible for it, which he very much was.
I have recollection of us discussing it. I think it's another case of with the squid. I think it was one of those things where we were aware it didn't fit the criteria.
I think we were probably just
eager
to get a move
to get
on.
that point. Yeah,
I found it interesting, of course, editing that one where no doubt most of the audience's ears are perked up going, hang on, they didn't complete that, was the very first challenge in the game that was completed.
You posted the video and immediately we were getting comments about the Nintendo squid thing. It's that's not right, and I was yeah, sorry, oops.
I was very much expecting while making this that there are going to be some people hang on, you didn't quite do this challenge. There was one person who was justifying you, I must say.
Oh really?
He was saying those tulips were real, they just weren't living.
They did exist, yeah.
I didn't just think up tulips.
Yeah, they're not imaginary. I can really see why on Jetlag the Game they write like paragraphs for each challenge to really nail down what they count as, because I see why that's needed now. You could really just interpret things.
See, the thing is, I am a fan of a very literal, like taking a task and making it very literal. I think there's an amount of creativity in that. This was not creative. There has to be some wiggle room for creativity, but not for that.
Maybe it'd help to have like an official referee.
I've had people and comments telling me, hey, you should have a judge. Yeah, well, maybe. It'd be easier without, for sure, just to have the rules in such a way where it's not needed.
I'll be on Team Red Light and I'll be the judge.
I do want to add, though, that at the start, you guys were just so eager to start and weren't really paying too much attention to the descriptions of the challenges. But later on, I think you were much better with it, like trying to really stick to the rules.
Yeah, once we got our initial cheating head start.
Yeah, that we couldn't ultimately recover from.
And ultimately fucked up the rest of the game. But we'll get to that.
So then Mads and I go to Westermarkt and do the Lord's Prayer challenge. In the watch along, I was asked if during the sped up section if I did that because I got it wrong, and I must be completely honest and clear. I got like one or two words wrong. Sorry.
The thing is, though, in comparison to the rest of the deviations from the rules, yeah, that is a rounding error.
Larry, you've been damned to eternity.
Yeah.
You're just fucked.
Okay, well,
Damn to hell.
swiftly moving on from that. Yeah, I'm very surprised that they got damn because I thought tulips didn't exist.
What, at all?
Well, I think we'll look the other way on your prayer issue if you look the other way at our fake tulips.
All right, okay. This is a bargaining deal over here.
Yeah.
We get Westermarkt with the church challenge, and then you guys walk to Newmarket, which...
We didn't realise at the time was in the red light district.
Yeah.
So Team Tulip immediately dashed for the tulip task, and Team Red Light unintentionally immediately dashed for the red light district.
That's completely true. That did happen, yeah.
Why wasn't that one of the challenges? Why wasn't that incorporated into the area?
Take a selfie with the red light district.
Convince a prostitute
To take a picture of you.
of just me.
Of you. There's no proof that it's a prostitute. It's just a photo of you. So silly.
The stupidest challenge.
So yeah, there's a whole rule of this game that was totally cut out of the video because it just didn't make sense and it was just not followed. It was the outer border rule where for the first hour of the game you can't go into the outer edges of the board.
Oh, I completely forgot that was a rule.
Yeah, which is something that, again, we immediately forgot.
You guys go to Newmarket and that is on the outer edge, and then we saw this on the tracker and went, guys, you shouldn't do that yet.
We waited there for an hour.
Not for an hour.
Well, no, we did wait until the hour was up before we moved on.
Yeah, it was nice that you did that because it was in the rules that wasn't meant to be done.
Yeah, which, again, we did not realise. That was the one rule breaking where I don't think we knew what was going on.
And then you guys do the Newmarket challenge.
Yeah, a relatively easy one, that one, with the little weed cat.
I really like this shot, Luke, where you go, it has to be identical. And then just show us. Not one of them is an English word.
The timing on that was pretty good, I will say.
And then, you spot the cat, which is really cute.
Weed cat.
It's surrounded by weed. I didn't even notice until you pointed out. And then we decide, well, we're here. We might as well just do the merch one and buy something.
If I remember right, the merch one took longer than we thought it would.
Yes. I can't lie. We actually went into multiple shops here. We went into a supermarket. We went, multiple shops on the street you can see here we went into before going into the toy shop. We did not want to buy that €25 thing, but we split, which was nice.
And then immediately gave it to a charity shop the next day. We built the puzzle once.
We built
it and then gave it to a charity shop.
Oh, the bus was so much fun.
Yeah, I love building. It was a fun experience, but we couldn't fit it in our bag at the airport. So definitely in future, no more buying challenges. I'm not going to write any challenge where I have to buy things. Photos are enough.
Yeah.
And I did carry that around the whole game. You don't see it because we're already filming crotch up? Chest up.
Yeah, this is what your cock sees.
Balls up.
I just want to say, guys, there are signs inside the station.
Yeah, this is more fun, though.
Yeah, this is cooler, Larry.
Where is the sign in this image? I must say, I don't know
It's
where
there.
it
The text would be there that says Newmark.
is. Right, I see. Leaf number 36 is like actually the sign.
It wasn't in the rules, but I sort of thought it would be assumed that you ideally want it to be readable, the station sign, which you guys did not do, but it wasn't in the rules.
I do love the way the rules written in the top right there. Purchase something identical in England. It makes it sound like you've got to go back to England to buy something.
To pick it up. Well, the idea of you guys going, why are you going there? You can't go there yet. Wait, why are you going to the airport? We're doing the challenge, mate.
They're in London.
Fucking London. Can you imagine now? It's just like, damn, we got the wrong flight by accident.
Guys, we've got on the wrong plane.
We're getting off the plane and Jamie gets locked on the plane.
He gets stuck on the plane as it flies away.
Oh yeah, and then you lose your card, of
my
course.
God. Which was
You actually lost
frustrating
your
because that wasn't just around the city. That was transport from where we were staying as well, like the buses and
It was for the rest of the trip, yeah.
Jamie said he lost his as well.
Oh, he found his again, I think, though.
It was like on the floor, he found it.
Yeah. He's not here to back it up so we can make whatever claims we want. He found it up his ass.
Yeah, he was hiding it in that cave.
It was right up there.
It was so far up there he couldn't reach.
And one of us had to reach, and we also couldn't reach.
One of us had to like tie a rope round our waist and reach.
Dive in. Dive in.
This is getting very off topic.
And then we eventually found his travel
Larry, keep
card.
all of this in. Keep all of this in. Don't cut a single thing out.
Yeah, keep the Jamie like ass spelunking adventure in this video, please. What do you think Jamie's gonna think when he sees this?
Some guy's watching this with his mom or his girlfriend or something. It's just,
The family watching this, having to witness the Jamie ass diving scene.
Scene. You know, there's awkward scenes in movies where you're watching them with your family and suddenly the typical Jamie ass diving scene appears. It's so awkward when I'm watching them with my mum.
It's so awkward to watch.
I think that's enough. That's enough of that.
That's enough.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys had no idea we were getting cheese for later plane.
I do agree with your observation of the rules there, though, that it only says to eat it within. It's absolutely acceptable to buy it from outside.
Yes.
Even though we didn't do it, it's good to know that that would have been valid. Some comments said that Later Casa exists, but apparently the locals might not know it as that, and if we called it that, they might have had it.
Right.
It's got a different name that they're more used
What
to.
is the actual name?
Comenacas or something like that. If I'd known that was cheese would be so difficult, I'd have made it more general, like buy cheese with a Dutch name.
Yeah.
Well, when you said that just now, I thought you meant like use a fake name to buy. It's like, hello, my name is Dutch and cheese and Stiffen. I'm here to buy your cheese.
What a challenge is that?
What is the goal?
Everyone's got that core memory of using a fake ID to buy cheese.
Is the challenge to like in excruciating detail try to convince them that that really is your name, like for no reason?
Lie.
You're just pestering them. They're like, okay, that's an odd name. Yes, but it is really my name. Look, and you pull out like the fake ID.
He's
and
authentic.
everything. If they don't seem convinced that that really is your name, you have to kill them and find a different cheese salesman.
I'm taking notes. This is good challenge ideas.
You're so right.
What, kill a man and get away with it?
Kill a man and get away with it. Oh my gosh. It's not super obvious through the camera, but good god, getting to Vondel Park took so long.
I don't remember like that, but I do remember us being stuck in Vondel Park for what felt like 3 lifetimes.
Yes. When we were in the park, that was even longer. So no wonder they got like 3 tiles.
I think you can literally see in the video, like, we go like, oh, there's the exit, because we couldn't find how to leave.
Vondel Park is very big. And that's cool, but yeah, we just couldn't escape it. And also, we were just looking for ages. It felt like any second we could just spot one, and then we'd be done, and then we'd be off, you know?
Yeah.
But that just didn't happen. It was like gambler's fallacy.
It turns out that when the tulips die, the squirrels also just all die.
There's always an animal challenge that throws us off. First, it was like the bird challenge in London, and then there was this one.
This was just the birds too. Yeah, like we just couldn't find it.
It's always the animals. No more animal challenges. Get the hell out of here.
the Central Challenge. I want to talk about this because I had no idea when writing this challenge that the Amsterdam flag is on the building. Hear me out, guys. If this were me, I'd have been like, oh, okay, that's an oversight. Let's try and find another one. But fair enough. I would also argue that's a shield, not a flag.
But it contains the flag.
It's an image of the flag in there, yeah.
In fairness, I seem to remember there being an Amsterdam flag on one of the rooftops around this place.
Okay.
We did spot another one as we left.
Okay, so there definitely would have been one.
There definitely were more than one.
Yeah.
I still stand by that being an acceptable flag, though.
I think it is. I think you cannot deny that the Amsterdam flag is there.
Yeah.
What you guys did was valid there. And then you go to Keizersgracht, where arguably what you did wasn't as valid.
I don't think anybody could argue it was.
Well, Jamie tried to, certainly. We've got to definitely address how here it was said. It's got to be very, very, very clear. Luke says maybe there's an explicit Nintendo thing in there. Then the next line from Luke is like you're making a joke, right? Like, oh, you see a rat and it's Pikachu. And then you sincerely look at an owl and ask, would this count?
Yeah, that's the owl from Mario 64.
And then, Jamie goes, found an octopus. And then, the rest is history.
It's Splatoon.
I want to say that, like, obviously, we fucked up. I guess mainly I fucked up, kind of just, like, joining in with Jamie, just be like, yeah, this is definitely it, and not really hearing out Rowan. Especially when we did explicitly say it has to be on
like
the money.
A minute before you said.
Yeah. I guess we just wanted to win really bad.
I'm trying to argue my case, and you're just singing you're a squid now.
Yeah, honestly, it felt so mean. You're just like, I don't think you're a kid now. I think also what contributed to Rowan not being heard out was that it's a team of 3 and simply outnumbered him, and so therefore it was just like, his opinion wasn't really heard. I think having teams of 3 is a good idea in future.
I would have been happy to, like, take this away from the final score, like the final tally. I do feel bad, though, because, like, this inadvertently kind of, like, I don't say ruined the game, but it did kind of, like, set in motion a lot of your decisions moving forward.
Yeah, and I think you've said this to us. It damaged your morale, seeing us kind of
and
rapidly.
We were just trying to find squirrels. And then, you guys were just barreling through.
Yeah.
And then at this point, they've doubled our score.
Yeah, I'll own up to that. That was my fault. I fucked up.
It is what it is. We've learned a lesson. The problem was this just ultimately enabled a flaw with the game, that there was no real catch-up mechanic. I mean, there was rock, paper, scissors, but there was no effective catch-up mechanic.
Yeah.
Something to genuinely get us to catch up, because once you got yourself to this point, there was just no way we were 2 behind the whole game, at least 2, sometimes 3.
I don't think the rock paper scissors mechanic would have ever really worked, because only 5 minutes, that's not enough time to get somewhere, let alone get somewhere, do a challenge and get a point. And it was a 50-50 as to whether you even succeed.
It was just not a good idea, and it makes sense that it didn't happen in the end.
If we were to revisit the bingo format again, which I hope we do, because I really quite like it. Maybe we could do a thing where it's like if you want to flip a square from like red to yellow, for example, like a challenge between the 2 teams.
Yeah, maybe not a lockout.
Having it not be a lockout effectively makes it like Jetlag Battle for America. They had a format. It would essentially be that, but instead of states, it's squares. The P challenge. I'm so happy you guys did this one. I really wanted to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry we didn't get like proper footage of him doing it then, Larry.
Any excuse to urinate on camera. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
I love that you actually were ready to pee in the moment as well, because it's not like you could just pee on demand, right?
Oh no, he can. He showed us.
I'm doing it right now.
So here we're going to Maastricht to get the last one in the row, and you guys are convinced that we're coming for you.
I was terrified at the time.
Here, you guys are dunking on us for not even having a strategy or anything, when all we could do is just, you guys are so ahead, all we could flipping do was chase you down to not lose the game. We couldn't have a strategy.
Listen, you gotta trash talk the opponents to keep things interesting. A little drama goes a long way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys were very proud of that. To be fair, it was an excellent play, but as Rowan would later find out, we were not running for you.
I was so happy with myself for trying to outmaneuver somebody that just wasn't there.
It's always the case with this game where it's like Larry, that one time you and I were just running from Mads and Jamie, and they just weren't.
Yeah. I was going to say, Rowan, that's exactly how I felt with Luke. We just said about outsmarting the thing that didn't happen. Oh my gosh, when we got the kip sandwich and ran as fast as we could to Maastricht thinking you guys were doing this, we literally thought we just outdid you. We got out. To be fair, we did, finish the row, but you guys weren't even going.
You guys were leaving.
I think we were originally going there, but then we saw you were there, so we were like, fuck it, let's go somewhere else.
Which makes sense. We get Maastricht, and then the bus turns up. We're literally here like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get to Amstel Station? And then, like, God just gives us a bus to Amstel Station.
Yeah, that's fucking perfect timing.
I just want to pause here to say how long all this video making stuff took.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to make a visual on screen for how many hours I spent on this, of each part, if you're interested. Now, carrying on.
Big shout out to Larry for editing.
Oh, and then you guys go to Zout, which none of us said correctly.
Wait, it's Zout?
We're English speakers going to the Netherlands. I apologize for saying everything wrong, but it wasn't going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing to really add about Jamie drawing the building. You guys did this fair and square. The only shot of the photo being taken was this like tiny corner of the screen, so I just had to zoom in.
We had spoken about the cameras we were using because we were filming on GoPros. Everything with the GoPros is kind of like a blessing and a curse because everything is so wide so you can see a lot of the frame.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pull the camera back super far. But at the same time, all of our faces and bodies look distorted slightly. And I know there's a few shots where it's like really unflattering, like face angles and weird shaped heads. And he just looks crazy wide, And then like cut to the picture of him looking normal. It's just...
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't match. It's funny.
And then I cut to us doing the translation challenge, which it's funny. I never considered what if you spot something that has English text as well.
I respect you for not going with that one because technically that would have been acceptable under the ruling.
And then here we used Google Translate afterwards, but the other way round, and genuinely thought we did it right. But it was be not with.
Hold on, I've just realised that would make no sense if it did say be the best internet provider. Become the best internet provider.
That makes no sense.
Be the best internet provider you can be.
In the moment, we were just like, yep, that is it.
In the moment, it felt like that was completely right. And to be fair, it was just one word that was wrong.
We'll let that slide, though. We'll look the other way.
Yeah. We'll look the other way if you overlook our squid.
We'll forget the slight mistranslation. And no one has to know. It's fine. This is under the table. This is off the records.
Has to know.
I think everyone knows. To be fair, both teams did, occasionally not do the challenge to a T because of circumstances.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, because, in the real world, it's going to be different to theory crafting a game. Like we discussed, I think we need that third-party arbitration.
Yeah, if we do another bingo game, I think that'd be good.
I'd love to do another one. I thought it was great.
I'm glad to know you liked it so much.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy with it at the time, especially because of just having to sit through the continual loss of the entire game and not being able to catch up.
Obviously, it's easy to say I enjoyed myself, from the winning team's perspective, but I think just some fine-tuning, I think it could work really well, so...
To be clear, I'm not here I was losing the whole time, so I didn't have a good time. No, it was more that while I was losing, I was just thinking, as the main designer of this game, I have done a bad job with catch-up mechanics, no way for us to recover. I have not done a good job with this game, and with spending all this time and effort and energy, and I'm going to have to edit all of this later. I was just really disappointed in myself and in the game at the time. And that was another reason that it took so long. I just wasn't motivated to do it, because I didn't think it went very well.
My main regrets with the game are just obviously doing the Tulip Challenge and the Nintendo Challenge, doing those incorrectly. My main regrets with the game is just we didn't film enough.
Yeah.
I wish I'd filmed more, and I felt like I just wasn't being that great on camera.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's lunchtime.
Okay, see ya, bye.
At this point in the game, I would say I was aware that, look at the board, man. This is looking hard to claw back. And I was just trying to think of anything that would be able to claw us back after they just steamrolled that line down. I just love how many construction sites there have been in the background.
Yeah, that's what we're focusing on right now. That's what we're thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about the fact that there are multiple images of Rowan taken super close where he has no ears.
Can we talk about that for a moment? Because I have taken so many unflattering shots of just Rowan. There's the one that kickstarted all this.
Tag Across London, right?
Yeah, non-Cannon Street.
And that was so funny to us. On the plane over, at some point, I just like shoved my phone in Rowan's face, took a picture, and it's the ugliest, most unflattering picture of Rowan. And it just looks so disproportionate. It's just a Maui head. It's like...
The thing is, that photo stuck around, but one that kind of went under the radar is that, like... The other one.
You look sick. I don't know. You look like an alien or something. You have no eyebrows. I'm just defiling you this whole trip. I just ruined, like...
You ruined my life.
Well, I think that the first Rowan and the final Rowan, I don't think they'd get along. They wouldn't be friends.
I don't know. Final Rowan's been through a lot of shit in his life. Like, you look at those eyes and you see a certain sadness behind them. We've also got a sticker of the face apt.
Yeah, that one.
So every image of Rowan, he doesn't have ears. Why do they retract into your head? Where do they go?
I would like to face these allegations head on. I do, in fact, have ears.
Right. So lunch ends. we get Amstel Station. Oh yeah, and then no one asked you to do this shot, Luke. But
why did you do this, Luke? You look like a Thomas and Friends like train face.
You do, honestly.
I'm a new character.
You know what? I'm sad we didn't see the run around the Olympic Stadium challenge. I really wanted to see that.
That would have been great.
After lunch, we have this double metro run where we're both taking the metro for a long time. And a lot of the stuff that happens is just us edging. We really wanted to catch these guys.
So I'm going to need to hear that again.
Us edging on the metro.
You know what I meant. The contrast of Mads and I having over 10 minutes of footage of us discussing stuff about the game. And then this shot from you guys... And then one shot of you pulling into Sloterdijk, and that's it.
This is what I mean where it's like we just didn't film enough, because it's like the one shot of us going, oh, wow, that could have been cut, but like that's all you had to work with.
It's all you had, so it had to be there, yeah.
I think this was where like it started to set in for me, like, oh yeah, no, there is absolutely no way.
When you did this exact face.
Yeah.
What I'm saying here, it's a good plan and all, but all it is fighting the tide. At this point, the game was already decided, really. All we could do was just stop you guys from getting a 5 in a row here, stop you guys getting 5 in a row here. Well, you guys aren't even getting 5 in a row. You're just already so far ahead that it's just like me just saying, no matter what, we're enjoying this. I always just say that because I was like, we've definitely lost.
Tried to save face.
I was just saving face. Like, we're having a good time. We're going to do some challenges. We're going to try as hard as we can. But there's just no way we could win. How long did it take you guys to finally find an orange hat?
I think once we looked inside...
Because you didn't actually leave the station, did you?
We did. In classic Team Red Light fashion, we filmed none of it, but we did go outside.
So you finally get Sloterdijk, and then we write the story. I remember loving this. I loved us going out of our way to sit down at the river, get a nice shot of it as well. I do think as well, even if it's not in the rules, I feel like it ought to be understood that we're making a video, we're making entertainment. It's still worth just going a little bit out of your way if you can,
I wish we had done that more, just like up the showmanship a bit more.
Yeah.
Mads working as like my slave here, writing down.
I was your scribe.
Can we get a really dramatic reading of the full story?
I was going to say, I remember regretting not being able to have the viewer read the story. So yeah, you know what? I'm going to dig up that notebook and put on screen right now for you guys to read.
Yeah, good luck.
So here is where we are set on actually rock, paper, scissoring the team.
I do find it funny that like we just didn't run into each other at all for like the entire game.
I didn't. I was trying the whole time. It was just not possible because we just had to keep doing challenges. Yeah. And then we have this nice moment out here on the bridge, looking out over this absolutely gorgeous place.
Literally down that street, it's like, oh, city, 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 and then suddenly just this really, really quiet bridge and nice park.
Dude, that guy's shredded. He's ripped.
He is ripped. And he did not say a word, but he stared at us, like dead stared the entire time. And I can't tell if he was like a bit pissed off or if he was just understandably very confused at Larry not knowing how to use any of the equipment. And doing stuff like this. You look like you're trying to give birth, man. It's not. I was helping.
That was done right.
That was done right.
I've been told since that this is like a sit-up thing where you meant to like put your legs on it and do sit-ups.
Right.
You didn't do the one machine though. You missed the last one. If I was in your shoes, I probably would have like used one of the other machines just one more time.
Personally, I think you should have challenged him to a duel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have told him, get off the fucking thing!
Oh, hey, mate, it'll make sense in a year and a half. Can't you just fuck off for a bit?
Two incredibly buff men dead staring you down was like scary. I was like, I really want to leave. Okay, let's get this done.
There was another guy that joined as well, and
I don't think they said a word to each other. The other guy just sat down and also
no, they
stared
were
at
silent.
us.
They were completely silent, yeah.
It's just two baffled men.
When you get that buff, you don't really talk through words. You sort of communicate through flexing your muscles.
Larry, I just want to say that, like, after this whole like clip of you doing the workout, you're looking buff.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Even this year and a half later.
What using like 10 fitness equipment pieces 1.5 years ago for 10 seconds each incorrectly does to a man.
He sat on one of them.
Just imagine how powerful he'd be if he used it.
I would have become as buff as that guy if I did use all of them.
Yeah.
That's why he was safeguarding it. He doesn't want anyone else to be as buff as him.
If you complete the circle, if you complete the loop, then you just like rip your shirt off and you are that guy.
Yeah, that's where the second one came from.
So we did the fitness circuit.
Oh, there was the dog that was just walking itself. It's just. It's just what? There just wasn't a lead. It's just by itself.
Just a dog going on a walk alone. By the time we get to the fountain, you guys are just like, yeah, we're not going to do that now.
I felt like really awkward because that area was like there was tons of like children running through the water and stuff, and it was like go on, run through the like fountain.
I didn't realize that you found this so awkward at the time. And I was just like, dude, come on, you can barely tell. To be fair, I was right. Look at the footage. You could barely tell you were wet. So I was like, I'm just going to do this.
It might have helped, but if you had like run with the water and just like...
Yeah.
That's my critique of you getting wet.
Thank you for your critique of me getting wet.
So I got unambiguously wet, and we got this picture. Then the pig bike challenge happened.
Oh, that's a classic.
I can't believe that.
It's so good.
I thought we were catching up at this moment as well. I thought like maybe we'd
Yeah.
tie. And then
So did I.
And then you pig
And then
biked.
this happened.
The stop and the bike in the same photo.
The tram you got off of is still there in the picture.
Time-wise in the game, there was a lot of footage after this point, but I decided this was just... I pinpointed this as the turning point of just like, there's no way the viewer is still thinking, oh man, I can't wait to watch Team Tulip win. It's not happening, so I thought, let's just wrap this up here, and I sort of brisked through the end. But there is so much that happened after this. So much walking to challenges and doing this one as well.
The day was really long, I remember, and you guys were already demoralized and just everyone was hot and tired, and I think we could all tell that like, okay, this is winding down a bit. Yeah, so I don't really blame you for, you know, trimming the ending down.
You were actually fearing my life at this point. You weren't lying when you said that, I remember, Mads.
Yeah, I mean, you look at you up there on like a bunch of little ropes.
Why would they build these things if they just like kill people?
Tell that to the creator of the guillotine, Larry.
Good point.
Tell that to the creator of the gun.
Oh yeah, and so much happened between us forfeiting and the very end because we took so long to get here. For some reason, it just took an age. You guys were just waiting so long for us, and we were going to have like food as well after, and you guys understandably getting very impatient and hungry and just had food without us.
Dude, we were so fucking hungry. I remember just like, what the fuck are they?
And we were frustrated as well. We didn't want to take ages to get to you guys. We wanted to flipping meet up and carry and like just
Get this shit done with.
It's because we were like on the opposite side of the city.
And then when we got to this park they were in, Vondel Park, we were on the opposite side of the park. And as I said before, Vondel Park is a very big park.
That it's just like, hurry up, we're hungry.
This is to say that by the time we got here and filmed this,
We hated each other.
We all hated each other.
no, but we were so done. Just everyone was so done at this in this shot. I was just like, well, there has to be an outro. I can't let there not be an outro. I'm pretty much the only one talking. Jamie's not even looking at the camera. And then we wrap it up and we finally eat and life is good. And yeah, that was the game. Bingo Across Amsterdam. Anything to evaluate of the game?
I'm sorry.
Well,
Some of it against my will.
Yeah.
you're a squid now. You're a kid. Or are you saying something wrong? You're a squid. You're a kid.
Let's read some comments as well. Let's see what some people said. I'm sorry, let's address this comment. Bullshit giving up like that. Disappointed I wasted my time watching this.
There was half an hour left.
What does this guy think? We were supposed to get like maybe 1 or 2 challenges and still lose?
There's no way you could have done that in time.
We gave up because there was simply no way we could win. So it was hardly giving up. It was just like accepting that we had lost.
So they have effectively watched the entire video, reached the conclusion, and then gone.
I wasted my time.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate they just didn't get anything else out of the video, though.
Yeah, like you're only watching it to know the end. It's all about the destination and not the journey. That's the exact opposite takeaway of what our videos are meant to be about. Why did you play it in Amsterdam?
We were going there anyway.
We just happened to be going
We
there.
were going there anyway, and then we thought, let's make a game there while we're there. We've got 2 opposing comments here. I disagree with the octopus being valid as something Nintendo related. Also, the tulips weren't real. And then this one, which says,
Sorry.
the tulips were real, just not living.
The octopus, we fucked up. But as far as the tulips go, I guess the tulips are more of a gray area.
I like this one, which says, the octopus looked like the Squid Ink guy from Mario Kart. That I would have
Blooper?
accepted it. Blooper. But you guys are clearly not saying blooper, you're saying Splatoon.
If we had said blooper, I feel like that still would have pissed everyone off.
Yeah.
It was not explicitly Nintendo related, like, at all. It was just an octopus.
And I don't even think it would have been that hard to find like something with Mario or Zelda on it.
I think the logic was like, okay, we didn't find anything in this one store, and I want to move on.
Wow.
That might have been it. I wouldn't stand by that, obviously, but, you know, it felt right at the time. I wouldn't do that now, though.
Feline Stone also has suggestions to have a price cap on buy items, which, again, I think we're just not going to buy challenges in the future. Some kind of challenge arbitration process, even if it is just asking the other team yes or no. And I would agree. If we can't have a judge, then I think just that.
Yeah.
And also writes, I'm so grateful for all the time, money, and effort you all put into these games for our entertainment. Thank you so much. Thank you again for the wonderful entertainment. You're awesome.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
That was very sweet. Thank you, Feline Storm.
Panda Gun says, are you going to play New York City?
I hope so. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but getting there's the hard part.
I would love to go to and do a game in New York City. I would. But, oh my gosh, a ticket to Amsterdam by flight, less than 100 quid. New York,
Yeah.
Amsterdam was also picked because it was cheap, close, and affordable.
really affordable for people in England, right now at least.
Yeah. Much to Amsterdam's hatred.
Oh yes, for those who don't know, young British males have not the best reputation of visiting Amsterdam, where they go for the weed and the hookers and the clubs and all that.
Yeah.
And we were there in that demographic, probably not very liked for that, and we were just doing the nerdiest things imaginable.
Yeah. Yeah, if people actually knew what we were doing, they'd be, oh.
They would go from hating us for being British to hating us for being weird.
I just remember, like, I think it was the final day, we were all sitting there getting food, and a guy walked up to us and was asking, like, do you guys have, like, a lighter? You know, he obviously had some weed he wanted to light up, and was just like, no, sorry, none of us have a lighter. And he was just like, really? Really? He was really confused that none of us had a lighter, none of us were there to smoke at all.
Yeah, I think I remember that, yeah.
He made a joke about it, like that's tragic or something, and then he like walked off.
And I would love to go to New York City at one point.
Dude, New York is a fun city. I love it.
Why did Team Red Light consist of 3 members while Tulip was only 2? The forfeit at the end broke me too. Team Tulip deserved better, man. Sad face.
It just so happened that 5 of us were going on this trip.
I think if you're looking at it from like a standard viewer kind of perspective, it does look a bit weird. Hey, these guys are outnumbered.
I think we thought that whichever team Larry was on as well would have
Yeah.
The advantage.
it was just sort of like because Larry had like planned the game and like clearly looked at the map and everything. We thought, okay,
It's his game.
It's his game.
It's your game, Larry. Larry pulls the weight of 2 people, basically.
yeah. Larry is as fat as 2 people.
Just look at Larry like a super genius.
Yeah, like a super baby, a baby
Super
genius.
baby? My super baby. Destroy the city. Unleashing this all-powerful, almighty super baby onto the city.
Find me in Nintendo merch, super baby. And then he comes back with a picture of an octopus. You go, no, super baby, no.
No, super baby, no.
It sounds like some Tomska, like ASDF skit.
It does sound, yeah.
Go, super baby. Fight. Win!
You send in Super Baby to get the 2 men off of the equipment.
Super Baby versus 1 barely functioning man.
Who would win?
Who would win?
Jonty asks, are you going to play in Cologne, Germany?
That is a very specific question. We don't know.
I think this person has jet lag fan syndrome where they just want you to play in their hometown and will ask you on every video to do that.
Like, Cologne, Germany would be a cool place to go. Yeah, we don't know. We don't have any plans.
How much time went into the game? I'm asking for both planning and the game and editing. Wow. Well, editing was over 100 hours. I've got the exact
Editing took a
number for
long
that.
time. That was the longest commitment for you, especially, Larry. Just
Yeah.
pre-production planning lasted like maybe 2, maybe 3 months, I think.
Yeah, I think so. For weeks we were having sort of occasional calls to discuss and progress the game plan.
Yeah.
I think the actual game day lasted maybe 8 hours.
A long time, basically. It's very interesting how this compares to jet lag. So we only ever do like single day games. Don't want to ever do like a multi-day game like they do. But those ones are a lot slower and last a lot longer. And you'll be on trains for hours at a time. Our games are very, very, very condensed and intense into a short space of time. But they're still a long time. So it's like you still get a lot of exhaustion either way.
I think it was like under 300 pounds for each person-ish.
About that, yeah.
The trip was kind of a bargain, especially for a production like this. That's very much why we started doing all this. You know, we like Jet Lag the game, but a lot of it's sort of very big budget, big, massively far apart places. And just having the idea of like, you could just do it in a really small scale and we could do it and it'll be fun and have the same, very similar level of fun and make a video of it.
Yeah.
All of our games so far were recorded before we even knew like there was going to be an audience for them.
We just did it because we like doing it.
We just did it.
Was there anything else from the trip that we wanted to talk about? There was the British hot dog as well.
The British hot dog.
The British hot dog. I ate the British hot dog. It was abysmal.
There were like 4 or 5 of them. It was just like every like stereotype you could imagine, just like
Turned into
packed
a hot
onto a
dog.
hot dog.
Yeah.
The hotel. Yeah, when we got back to the hotel, we built the London bus. We got some footage of that. It was a good time.
The sleeping situation was funny because it was all 5 of us in a single room. None of us are really used to sleeping beside that many people.
Yeah.
When you're sleeping with 5 other men in a room, it's like everyone was murmuring and talking and just jabbering in their sleep. We kept joking about like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we recorded ourselves while we were asleep as a podcast, where it's like the sleep talking podcast.
Yeah.
Larry, being the funny guy that he is, secretly set up a microphone to just like record all of us in the middle of the night. Like he set up his phone to just record all the audio.
And I didn't tell anyone.
And he kept it a secret until like we got home. Every single night we joked about it. And then, would you believe it, a few days later after we got back,
Surprise.
the Sleep Talking Podcast episode 1 drops in our Discord server.
Yeah. Now that the story is known, the Sleep Talking Podcast episode 1 can release to the greater public and everyone can hear our incredible conversations that we have in our sleep.
Our grand debut.
Good luck surviving the podcast.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll see you back in London or on another channel video if you watch more of us.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.